Hello and a warm welcome to Joburg Today. I am Nashina Mohammed. It's always a pleasure to have you with us. A third of all people suffer from sleep disorders. If a lack of sleep could lead to worse pain experiences, then it's perhaps something society should pay more attention to. Well, the Wits Sleep Laboratory is one of very few research facilities globally looking into sleep and pain. And their research on women is even more unique. Marisa paid the lab a visit.
Considering that sleep deprivation is declared an illegal torture method by the Geneva Convention, I guess it's safe to say that sleeping not that well is also not that good for you. But what about sleep and the experience of pain? Well, that's the focus here at the Wits Sleep Laboratory. Let me get dressed and go see what it's all about.
Is that a little bit painful there? My experience as being one of the participants, all I can say is it was not really easy. It wasn't. All the pains, being disturbed, like when you're sleeping, it's not fun. But anyway, you get like used to it, and yeah. But it was not really easy, I can say.
There are only a few sleep research laboratories which investigate that relationship between sleep and pain. And literally, I think we are one of 3 labs who do that in the whole world. It started with looking at women in their menstrual cycle and some women having dysmenorrhea. So dysmenorrhea being the fact of having painful menstruations.
The Wits Sleep Lab is currently doing unique research on sleep and women's perception of pain.
The women that we're using in this study have suffered with pain ever since puberty. It's in relation to their menstrual cycle, and we're looking specifically at them compared to healthy controls to see, okay, how can we help these women that suffer with this like background pain in their lives, and how does that then affect their sleep, and then how does their sleep then affect their pain? A lot of women are treated with painkillers, and not everyone likes to take medication.
So this is a poorly explored problem, but which is a huge impediment for women in their everyday lives. And we're one of the only labs who's looking at that relationship. On the other side, we know that pain is a factor that disrupts sleep, but we've also found that sleep makes you disrupted sleep makes you more sensitive to pain.
Chloe induces pain similar to pains associated with the menstrual cycle in the participants.
And we assess their level of pain. We also look at their mood, as their mood can affect the levels of pain that they're feeling, and also whether you slept well or not can also affect your mood. Then we have nights where we disturb their sleep.
Chloe is not able to make any findings yet, but there are some observations.
Pain is very subjective, and from that I can see that each woman that I deal with deals with the pain in a different way.
I learned that other women out there are having more pain than I thought I had.
Admittedly, we know that if you sleep better, you will have a better quality of life. You'll be less depressed. You'll be more focused on your work. There has been a loss of focus in the world in general about sleep and pain, and our idea is to put it back on the spotlight, basically, and start seeing that if people have a sleep disorder, they'll complain more of having pain, of general pain disorders, and they might actually get into a chronic pain type of situation.
I'm normally quite a sound sleeper, but I guess the proof is in the pain. Chloe? Marisa de Klerk, Joburg Today.
Like us on Facebook, joburgtoday.tv, and follow us on Twitter at Joburg Today. South Africa has a few major moments in medical history, including having the first ever heart transplant performed in our country. Wits University houses the Adler Museum of Medicine, which celebrates the history of medicine.
The Adler Museum of Medicine was founded in 1962 and has since provided an opportunity for Joburgers to learn a little bit more about the practice that keeps them healthy.
The Adler Museum is a museum that preserves and presents the history of medicine. Our role is multifold in terms of knowledge production, teaching and learning, but also for research. There are certain aspects of medicine or history of medicine that we focus on, and we are amongst the best. In fact, we are the only one museum that is leading in Africa when it comes to history of medicine. So we have a number of initiatives that relates to education, exhibition development.
The museum houses several exhibits, both permanent and temporary. In addition to the general history of medicine theme throughout the museum, they have exhibits on malaria, polio, HIV/AIDS, and a photography exhibition on asbestos in South Africa. The museum also houses Africa's most impressive public collection of medical equipment, which includes 4 iron lungs, a version of the same heart-lung machine that was used in the first heart transplant, and a replication of a 19th century pharmacy.
We are working on 2 upcoming exhibits. One is the one about Ebola, where we want to present the history of Ebola and how it affected other parts, especially in North Africa. Another one that we're working on is the reproduction of health under apartheid exhibition, something that will be permanent. Our approach is you cannot talk about medicine as something that is isolated. So we located within the social-political context in South Africa. Knowledge is a shared heritage for all of us. We all contributed and we will continue producing it, and we must learn from what has been produced by other parts of the world.
I'm Samuel Gebhardt for Joburg Today.
Hey, what up? This is Boots, and you're watching Joburg Today.
And that brings us to the end of this show, but for more coverage on the city, check out our playlist. And that's it from me, Nashina. Have a good one.